Hello my friends, CJ here. Thank you for joining me today. Well, today's video is going to be a little different. It is actually a video that has been requested by one of our viewers. JW had asked if I could do a video in regards to my UI and add-ons, and I thought that would be a fantastic idea. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So why don't we just kick it off. We're gonna get into our add-ons here. I'll show you what I'm using. We've got our UI, which is the AbyssUI, Bag Brother, Bagnon. We've got all our just different bags here. We've got our Button Forge, which is this guy here. And we've got some other things here. So we're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna jump in and just take a look at it. So the first one is obviously the UI. I use what is known as AbyssUI. I really like it. It's really customizable. As you can see, you know, it does different. They've got different like unit frames for the players and all that, and so it's actually pretty handy. The great thing is there's also some elements that you can hide. So there are options to hide the micro menu, which is what this is. There is, let's see here, we've got, you can hide the griffins on each side, you can hide the mini map, so there's a lot of just different elements that you can go ahead and kind of, you know, customize or hide if you decide that you don't want to see those things. Miscellaneous stuff, you know, it comes to the camera and how smooth you want to make it. It has an auto repair and sell item, which is great. There are some add-ons out there, but within the UI add-on, this is something that's built in, and I think it's fantastic. So that's great. And then the frames, they've got just some different type of different options here when it comes to you know, the unit frames, which are like your characters or like your raid or your party unit frames. Art and theme. So this is where a lot of the individual like customization comes in. So there's different types of options. The portrait art is what this is, and you can choose the unit frame improved. That's what this little thing is, kind of like this little smoke or little art around the unit frame. And so yeah, oops, wrong one. Boy oh boy, I always forget. It's interface. There we go. So yeah, so this definitely offers a lot of, you know, customization. Colorization, you can actually change the color on these things. So let's just say I wanted to kind of have a gold. Oh, let's do this and let's hit this, then we're gonna hit OK. And then what we need to do is we need to hit reload. All right. And you'll see, let's see, you can see that this unit player stuff kind of has like a gold outline to it, and even my like Blizzard bars, my action bars, turn to this golden color. So some people may like that, you know, especially if you're wanting to kind of get, you know, this whole kind of like especially like, let's say you're running like with a like a shadow priest or something, and you kind of want to go into like that dark purple kind of look. So that's kind of cool. There is the blackout one. I do actually like the blackout, but if I remember right, it kind of screws things up when it comes with the text frames for like well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they fixed it. I do actually prefer the blackout. I think it actually looks pretty cool. But it doesn't look like it's. It looks like it's missing a little something, like some finishing touches on it. So that's why I always stuck with the like the Blizzard default one. So we'll go back to that one. Hit OK. And you obviously need to reload every time you do that. So now it's kind of back to normal. You can see like some of these top pieces here were missing in that blackout. So I think it just looks better like this. All right, let's see. Let's go back here. We were at colorization. So this is the tweaks and extra. You can do like a square mini map, instant leaves or instance leave frames. This is just really just you know, one that I really like is the tooltip on cursor. So I thought that was actually kind of well, I don't know. Does it see tooltip will appear close to the mouse cursor position? I don't know. All right. Anyways, we've got let's see. We've got this scale and frame size. So you can go ahead and set the size of the frames. So that's kind of cool. And then you can donate and whatnot. So that's the AbyssUI. Pretty quick. It's a great little add-on. I love it. You know, it's a lot like obviously the same Blizzard UI. There's not a lot of difference in it, but I don't know. I just like some of the additional perks or little things that you can kind of change. All right, so Bagnon, however you want to say it, is the bag add-on that I use, and I have used this forever. I use it in modern WoW, obviously use it in classic WoW and TBC. I've used it all over the place, and I love it. It does a great job. I like having just the one single like frame, you know, when it comes to seeing your inventory, whereas the default Blizzard one just pops up all the little individual bags. I like it this way. It has a great little button here to automatically sort and kind of clean up your items. You can, if I remember right, let's see. You can, let me see. Can you? There's a way to basically like determine which bag, like what kind of items you want in a bag, and I don't remember how to do that, but it actually is pretty handy to do that. The other thing I really like is it also can show you some of the other, all of your other characters and the inventory that they have. So like Smucker's, this is his current inventory. So I think that's pretty awesome. Our Rogue, this is what she's rocking right now. Our Priest, Skuggan, this is what he has in his bags. So it's actually really handy. I like that a lot. They do have an option also for like a guild bank, so and personal inventory. So I think it's pretty cool. They've got the display settings, so you can, you know, personalize it however you want. There are the frame settings. So again, there's just a different like the appearance, background color. You can change that. You can set the scale of whatever you want to it. So it's, you know, it's really customizable. You can set how, you know, the opacity on it, and which is pretty cool. And even columns, you can kind of, you know, go tall or wide or, you know, whatever you want. So it's pretty good. There's a lot of customization here, and I really think it's definitely worth checking out, and it's something that I've used for a very, very long time. All right, Button Forge. This is the add-on that I use for my additional you know, like buttons. I guess that's how you just like just buttons. So you can create an action bar, and then you can, you know, you can go as, I mean, you can customize it. It's pretty crazy. You can go, you know, you can make it as large or as small as you want, as many bars as you want. You can do specific key bindings on them and whatnot. So this is a great tool. I love Button Forge. I found this, let me see, and you can actually destroy a bar too, just like going like that. I've used this add-on for a very, very long time. I think I started using this add-on in Wrath of the Lich King, and so yeah, I've really been happy with it, and I'm really glad that they've kind of kept up with it. It's just great. It's easy, you know. It's clean. It's just really cool to use. So I've always been really happy with Button Forge. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Classic aura durations. Yeah, this is something. I think I used a lot of it in what was it, in Classic, because some auras and things like that weren't actually displayed on bosses or on, you know, like NPCs. So that's what this was used for. I haven't really touched it, so that's just the reality of it. I just haven't really touched it. All right, so Mapster is our map here, and I like it. It's one I've used for a while. The great thing is because it clears out the fog of war. So any of your unexplored, you know, regions on your default WoW map will be shaded in. That's kind of the fog of war. So it lifts all that so you can actually see the map. And you can have it fade out while you're moving. So if we open this up and you can see how it kind of clears or goes, you know, opaque a little while you're running around. So that makes it actually quite nice. The default WoW map doesn't do that. It's a full screen, and so it doesn't have that option to do that. So you can adjust those settings, you can adjust the scale, and you know, you can create different profiles for different characters, and you can load them up, so it makes it really nice. There is coordinates as well, which some people use. You can see the coordinates up here. Like I'm currently, you know, at 62.3x by 43.9y. Some people will, you know, say, hey, there's a rare mob and it's at, you know, whatever x by whatever y, and that's it. So it makes it pretty handy for that. And then the fog clear, as we were saying, it removes the fog of war from the world map, thus displaying the artwork for all the undiscovered zones. So you have that option as well. But you can rock with it off if you want to keep that fog on there. That is definitely something you can do. Questie. That is, we all are familiar with Questie. I love Questie. I've been using this I've been using it, I haven't really used Questie, except I started using it in Classic, World of Warcraft Classic. So prior to that, I never really used a quest add-on. I always just used the default Blizzard one. So yeah, I really enjoy Questie. I think it's a great add-on. As you can see, there's so much customization here. So yeah, I mean, you can control the mini-map, kind of set what you want there. You got the actual map, trackers, nameplates. There's just a lot of different options to go through. And then threat plates is one that I like to use. That is, if you look at some of my other videos, you'll see like the little red bar above, the NPC's head. That's what threat plates are, and they change colors depending on on what your level of threat is. So as a tank, low threat is going to be red, medium threat is yellow, and high threat is green. So if you're tanking and you see that all of the adds that you're tanking are green, that means that you've got all the threat on those. If one pops into a medium threat, that means you're losing aggro on that NPC. So you might need to taunt it or do something to kind of gain that aggro back. And if you lose threat completely, then whatever mob you lost threat on, that nameplate is going to go to red. So you'll see it, and yeah, so it's a really great representation when you're tanking. I like it a lot. And then of course for healing it's the same way, so it's just reverse. So low threat is green, medium threat is yellow, and high threat is red. So if you're healing and DPSing, if you are, you know, targeting, especially as a healer, you can get healing aggro, right? So I don't know if you guys have experienced that, if you've ever been on healers and you're healing your tank, you're healing someone else, and all of a sudden, like, the mob or the NPC, you know, redirects and starts coming towards you. That's because you have healer aggro now. So the tank needs to pick up that, you know, pick up that threat and redirect it to himself. So that kind of tells you, you know, where you are on the threat meter when you're healing or when you're DPSing. So yeah, I mean that's really about it. Let me go back to my add-ons and see if there's anything. Oh yeah. So kgPanels. So this is the other thing that I use. Let's pull this up. Oh, hold on. Oh, maybe not. Let me see. I always forget how to pull them. kgPanels. And yes, config. So that right here shows you what the command is. So we're gonna do \. All right. So the kgPanel, let me pull up some, oh shoot, I just did that backwards. All right, we're gonna get to, actually, you know, I don't need to do that because I've got Button Forge here. So kgPanels, we're gonna move this. The kgPanel add-on is what this is. It creates a specific type of artwork panel. And you can use it, like I've used it, to kind of, you know, create like a background for my action bars. And so that kgPanels does that. And it is a little confusing to use. I'll definitely admit it was somewhat confusing the first time. It's not very intuitive, and it's a lot of trial, a lot of hit and miss, trial and error kind of a thing. But basically you have your active panels, which I have a panel 1, which is like this one, and a panel 2, which is this one. And you can go through and you can change the background colors, the different styles. You know, you can go through and do different type of borders. So this one is just like a dialogue. This is their typical dialogue box. There are different ones that you can choose from as well. So that's kgPanels. Like I said, you know, it's somewhat confusing to use, even after I've used it for so long. You know, it's one of these things where you kind of set it and then forget it, and then unfortunately when you need to go back and do something, it's kind of like taking you a minute to do a refresh on how to do it properly. So yeah, it's not the most intuitive, but if you're like me, you know, I kind of like having that, because I will tell you, it's not working right now in retail WoW. And the thing that I hate is when I use Button Forge and say I want to create like another bar, and if I put it up here, like I hate having like this bar here with no background behind it. It really annoys me. Like my OCD kicks in, and it's super annoying to me. So it's unfortunate that right now that it's not working in retail WoW and modern WoW. But thankfully it works right now in TBC Classic, and hopefully it will continue working in Lich King. So I think that's it though. The reality is I don't use a lot of add-ons. I don't use a lot of them, even in my retail or modern WoW. I don't use a lot of add-ons. I kind of like to play the game as is, but I do have my go-tos that I enjoy, and my like I said, one of my big go-tos is Button Forge. I absolutely love it. As you can see, I kind of create like an extra little action bar here with just some specifics that I like to have, so it's definitely Button Forge is one that I really enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It was definitely shorter than normal, but that's okay. We're just talking about add-ons. And again, shout out to JW for for suggesting this video. And that's what I love. That's what I love about our community. You guys are so awesome. I love reading your guys' comments. I love interacting with you, and I'm so thankful that you all are feeling confident and feeling good to just say, hey, I think this would be a really good idea for a video. And that's just how we grow our community and make our community better. So big shout out to JW, and thank you so much for doing that. Well, my friends, that's going to do it for today. As always, thank you for joining. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. If you enjoyed today's episode and you want to see more content from yours truly, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'll see you in Azeroth.